Mm-hmm. No, that's correct. Yep, we carry a number of different systems. We have N64, Nintendo Switch. We recently acquired some Nintendo DS games. We've also got PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox, Xbox 360, and we're working on getting a new selection of games every day. Yeah, yeah, so feel free to come stop on by and we'll help you find what you need. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you. Thanks. All right, bye. Hello there. Welcome to the game store. How can I help you today? You're looking to pick up an order? Okay. Yeah, for sure. I can definitely assist with that. How are your Ratchet and Clank games, by the way? Give me one moment. It's going to take just a second here for me to get logged into the system. You're enjoying them? You're already on the second one. Oh my gosh. Pro gamer over here. I'm still stuck on the first, but also trying to get through a few different games. I have a lot of projects on the go. When you play games, do you just tend to focus in, or do you have a lot in your backlog? You like to lock in. Yeah. Well, that explains it then. That definitely explains it. Uh, you'll have to forgive me. Our computer's taking way longer than normal. It's normally pretty slow, but it's really slow today. You also picked up Torino, right? The Olympics game, right? Yeah. Are you enjoying that? You had a buddy over, and you guys had like an Olympics night. Well, that's fun. Cool. You said a bobsled record. Now that's sick. Now that is sick. Okay, so it looks like I'm finally in. And your order number was. Perfect. And can you just confirm that on the screen down there? And just to confirm, that order was for Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, Donkey Kong Country, a gray wireless controller, and also Oblivion and Skyrim for the PS3. Is that correct? Perfect. Okay, so I just need to run to the back to grab those. If you'll just give me 2 shakes here, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'll start with your controller. I've got that from the back here. It comes with a manual, kind of like a little dongle connectivity thing for the N64, and a connectivity cable for connecting to your computer as well. Yeah, pass that along over to you. What's that? You just want to do a quick test of the controller before you head out? Totally fair. Just pop that bad boy out and I'll take a look. Do a quick store verification on it. How's that sound? Perfect. Alrighty, so we've got the controller here. Do a quick test. Just make sure everything is working correctly. That's both our bumpers working correctly. Then our triggers also working correctly. Joystick can be clicked down. Rotates clockwise and counterclockwise. Our D-pad, functional. And also, aside from rotating, it can also move in all of our cardinal directions. Joystick. So our A and B buttons. Our yellow buttons for camera. And then our top buttons there, all also functioning correctly. So if you do have one last one, start button. Can't forget the start button, right? Yeah. So if you do have any problems with it, just bring it back. We'll exchange it for a new one. No questions asked. I've done the verification here, so everything appears to be working on our end right out of the box. You do have the warranty with your loyalty rewards program. Yeah, it comes standard with the warranty when you purchase rewards program with us. Yeah, that's pretty nice, right? Yeah. So just if there's any problems, bring it back. We'll exchange it. I've done the verification now to make sure there's no problems out of box. So we'll just send it back to the manufacturer if there's any defects with any of the buttons or anything like that. And if for whatever reason it doesn't want to connect or anything, that'll be like a separate. But you just let us know. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Alrighty. So next we've got your 3 N64 games. We've got Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, knocked over my display there, and Donkey Kong 64. So we'll go in reverse order here. I'm holding Donkey Kong 64. What I love about this cartridge is that it's a striking bright yellow. This is a really cool game. It's it's the first 3D Donkey Kong game. It was available for the N64. On the Super Nintendo, they had Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, where you could play as Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong in the first one, Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong in the second one, and then I think it's Dixie and Baby Kong in the third one. This one has like the whole Kong family. So I think you can be Diddy, Chunky, Funky, Donkey, Candy, and Cranky. It's been a little bit since I played those, so I can't remember the exact Kongs that you get to play in this one. I am more familiar with the Super Nintendo one. Yeah, but I think you're gonna have a blast with this. You got your new controller, wireless, so you don't have to worry about the wires tripping you up, or if your TV is far from your couch, you don't have to worry about if the wires are gonna reach or not. That'll be fun. You can play Donkey Kong 64 with your new controller there. Next up, we've got Banjo Kazooie, the first game in the Banjo Kazooie series where you play as a bird and a bear. You play both of them together, except some points in the second game where you can play as like separate bird and bear, but that's kind of unique. Really, they're a team, and they're meant to work together as one unit. And Kazooie hangs out in Banjo's blue backpack. Go around Spiral Mountain, collecting jiggies, and trying to save Banjo's sister, who gets kidnapped by Gruntilda the Witch. There's a ton of great levels. One of them is even themed like a board game, which is pretty cool. One of them changes seasons. I think that's pretty fantastic. A lot later in the game, but overall, really, really a cool game. So I definitely think you're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. And then you've got the sequel as well. So you can once again play as Banjo and Kazooie, the bird and bear. Dynamic duo is back. No spoilers. I won't tell you who the villain is in that one, unless you know already. You do. Okay. And then in this one, you get additional eggs, additional powers, and there's even like a train that you can bring to different worlds. It's pretty crazy. I always enjoyed collecting the Jinjos. They make a little song when you find them. They go, Jinjo! And I think that's nice. They're kind of sweet little guys. In the second one, though, there's Minjos, which are like counterfeit Jinjos. And they'll trick you, and they'll zap you. They might be in the first one, too. But I can't remember. It has been a while. The Egyptian one always looked kind of like macaroni to you. Yeah, I could see that. It's kind of yellow, like Kraft Dinner. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Well, here are your new Nintendo 60, well, new old used Nintendo 64 games. And lastly here, we've got your Oblivion and Skyrim. Just to quickly pop them open. There is no manual in Oblivion, so we can probably knock $5 off and pop that back onto your store credit. And then Skyrim, this one does have a manual. So I won't be able to give you any discount there, but you do have a manual, so that's always a plus. I personally love these games. There is a small distinction between the two for leveling systems if you're not aware. Did you want me to go through that for you? So you can have the most success when starting your new character? You do? Okay. So, in Oblivion, which is the Elder Scrolls 4, and it comes before Skyrim, every level you're going to be able to level up 3 of your major skill points, and those major skill points each have minor skill points that fall under them. So, there's an ideal way to do your leveling, where you're going to want to make sure to do a certain amount of each of them. I think it's 10. Divide your skill points up evenly into those major skills, and only those 3. Because you can only put skill points into 3 of your major skills per level up. And so if you say spread them across 5 points, you're going to be out of luck, and you'll only be able to level up 3 of those major skills. So make sure when you're playing that you go through and are very careful, very, very careful about which minor skills you level, so that they level up the right major skills. Otherwise, you might find yourself a bit underpowered. If the plan is to avoid skilling up and you just want to go through the game, avoid skilling up pretty much wherever possible, I think, you could really avoid leveling up in general. You could stay level 1 the whole time and just level your minor skills, which would make you reasonably strong as well. But then when you finally did sleep, I think you would level up like a whole bunch at once, and who knows if it would be optimized or not. So, Oblivion's system is notoriously unpopular. Not a lot of people like the Oblivion system. In the new updated version of the game, they actually changed the leveling system so that it's more like Starfield, which I haven't played, but essentially now when you level up regardless, you get, I want to say 12 points to distribute between those 3 major skills regardless which minor skills you leveled. And then so there's no, it doesn't like punish you for misleveling things. It makes it a lot easier to just kind of level what you want and become strong. There are a lot more spells in Oblivion than there are in Skyrim. For example, in Oblivion, you can make your own spells, for one, which I don't think you can do in Skyrim. But there's Chameleon and Invisibility. One big difference between the two is that Chameleon is going to make you, it's like permanently invisible, essentially. Regardless of what you do, no one will detect you. Whereas Invisibility, if you take an action, the invisibility spell breaks. So Chameleon is actually a little bit better, and it is a higher mana cost as well. So you can cast Invisibility for much longer if you're just looking to navigate through an area, and then when you're about to do something, you can cast Chameleon so that you can maintain that invisibility. Now, Morrowind had even more spells and more freedom. I think you could fly. I think you could make your own scrolls as well. There's a lot more freedom in the earlier games. As they go on, they tend to simplify the systems to make them more accessible, which is why Skyrim is so popular. I mean, it's released on like every system, right? And they also take place in different provinces of Tamriel. I want to say Tamriel. I think that's the larger. Yes. Okay. So Tamriel, I think, is the larger land that contains everything, and then Oblivion takes place in Cyrodiil, which is the Empire. Skyrim, by contrast, takes place in the northern province of Skyrim. So they take place in completely different provinces of Tamriel, which probably helps lend to the different gameplay mechanics. They also take place in vastly different eras. So there could be like a lost technology or lost magic kind of component to things as well, or things are forbidden, or things became forbidden and then became lost arts. But in Skyrim, you are in Skyrim. You are the Dragonborn. If you didn't know that by now, I'm sorry to have spoiled it, but you're the Dragonborn, and you have to go around collecting dragon souls. Essentially, you absorb their souls, become more powerful, and then you can use the dragon souls to learn different shouts, which are essentially dragon powers that are learned from looting different dungeons. And each of those dungeons has a wall on it, and that wall contains a word of power. When you go near the wall, you learn the word, and then you can level your dragon souls into it. So as I mentioned, in this one, you are not able to make your own spells. You are able to, however, infinitely grow stronger. You can essentially use alchemy and enchanting and smithing to just infinitely make yourself stronger. So you drink a potion that helps you craft a stronger enchantment on some gear, and then you use that gear to make a better potion, and use that better potion to make better gear, etc., etc. There's also an alchemy spell that you can use to turn iron into silver into gold, which is really useful for leveling up your smithing skill and making money. Let me see. This game loses from its predecessor. I don't think there's a fighting guild anymore. If there is, it's not called that. I think it's called... they're in Whiterun. The Companions, I think they're called. So instead of a fighting guild, I think there's the Companions. There is still the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, and the Mages Guild. But the Fighters Guild, I believe, is called something else, unless I'm mistaken. It is possible that there is a Fighters Guild and the Companions, and that I just missed the Fighters Guild. Somehow I just walked around Skyrim avoiding them. But yeah, there are a number of differences between the two games. Both of them are really enjoyable. I think one of the really cool things about Skyrim is the perk system, where you look up at the stars. Each minor skill, like conjuration, alchemy, all those things, has its own tree. And as you level up and get down the tree, you can choose the perks that you want to customize your build, which I think is pretty cool compared to Oblivion, which just has kind of 4 perk tiers as you ascend the skill levels. There is a project called Skyblivion, if you're interested, that kind of blends both worlds, but I think that's only on PC. Yeah. And then the remake, actually, of Oblivion, I think that's available on like PS5, newer consoles, Xbox X1. What's the newest one? I don't know. I don't have a new Xbox, so I'm not sure. Okay, well, I'll give you these, your Oblivion and your Skyrim. And was there anything else that I could assist you with today? you were looking to make another order. Absolutely. What is it that you were looking to add to your collection today? You're looking to add Tony Hawk Underground 1. Okay. Tony Hawk Underground 2. And the Surf's Up game. Like the movie with the penguins? Okay, yeah. It appears we do have a copy of that. We have a copy of all of them. Surf's Up, that's an interesting one. Let me see what the ratings are like on that. Oh, not bad. Yeah, people say it's actually pretty fun. There's a leaf surfing mode, regular surfing, there's unlocks, there's a multiplayer mode, but that is behind unlocks, it looks like. And then Tony Hawk Underground 1 and 2, those games are classic. In the first one, you play as your custom skater with your friend Eric Sparrow, and you've got to break out of New Jersey and become pro skaters. It's your journey from New York all the way to pro skater legend status, pro skaterdom. Yeah, that's a classic. One of the best things about that game is your ability to get off the board. In earlier games, you didn't always have the ability to get off the board. So it added a whole new level of being able to explore, set up tricks, set up lines, do cool obstacles, just explore the map in general. Yeah. Yeah. And then Tony Hawk Underground 2, it really raised the stakes because that one was in the era of like Jackass and stuff. So that was like the Tony Hawk team versus the Jackass team, and you go around the world doing different stunts, trying to win like a challenge, essentially. That one had tons of cool characters, tons of cool vehicles. You can rip around on like a motorized Segway in the first one in Boston. In the first level, that is, not the first game. Yeah, both of them have customize your own skater. I think you can customize your own tricks for that skater as well. So you can have some really, really crazy stuff that probably wouldn't normally be possible. Although I guess people are always pushing the sport to new levels, right? Yeah. Okay. So, as per usual, did you want to take those today? Pick them up next time? You're looking to pick them up next time? Yeah, for sure. No worries. I know you like to get through your games. It's like a reward. Yeah, coming into the shop and picking up the new ones after you make some progress. And you did already beat the first Ratchet and Clank, so there you go. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, so it looks like I'm going to take $5 off because of that manual that we were missing from Oblivion. Tony Hawk Underground 1 is $20. Tony Hawk Underground 2 is $25. And then Surf's Up is $8. I'll just make it 5. Okay, so 20, 25, so that's 50. And then you're $5 off, so 45. So I can charge that to whatever you had left on store credit, and then the rest would go onto your card. Yeah. Perfect. So I'm just going to run that. If you could just confirm the total there. That looks good. Perfect. I've run that, and you should be good to go. So you'll get a receipt emailed to you in about 5 to 10 minutes there, just confirming the use of the store credit, plus the amount charged to your card. And yeah. So you've got your N64 games, you've got your PlayStation 3 games, and you have got your controller. You should be good to go. I will see you in a couple weeks here to pick up those games. We'll get them tested, make sure they're working, and get them cleaned up for you. Sounds good. All right. Take it easy, gamer. All right. Catch you next time. Bye. Oh, man. I already beat Ratchet and Clank. That's wild. Barely dipped into it at all. Well, Some people are just built different, you know? Okay.